Hello, my friend, and welcome to another episode of Putty's Podcast. I am your host at Michael J. Putty. Thanks for listening in. Appreciate it. Hope everybody had a fun, healthy Memorial Day weekend. Here in the tri-state area, it was kind of shitty weather, so I really didn't do much. Not that there was much to do. I don't remember if I mentioned it last week or not, but also last week was the release of the new Lego Batman game. Now, I like these Lego games, especially the Batman ones. And from the previews that I saw, I just thought this is going to be the Lego Batman edition of the Dark Knight trilogy. No, this is so much more. This is probably one of the most in-depth, full-ranging coverage of a Batman game I've ever played. This covers the Batman movies, all of them, the Batman TV show from the 60s, Batman the Animated Series, all the other Batman animated features, the comic books. This is a full-ranging Batman game. So I've been playing that kind of nonstop because it's not just missions. In between missions, you can just fly around and stop crime or solve these different puzzles. So if you're a Batman fan, I highly, highly recommend Lego Batman Legend of the Dark Knight, available now on all platforms. Other than that, I've had kind of a interesting week. Started off on Monday talking to an old friend of mine who I haven't talked to in a long time. On the phone for like over 2 hours, just catching up. And she was somebody who helped me in the breakup initially, the first couple months. So we're just catching up, and she asked me if I'm ready to date again. And that's an internal struggle because I'm not too sure. So I asked if she was. Because last time we spoke, she went on a very successful first date with this guy. Well, she told me things didn't work out. And she was very relieved and happy to be over because they were fighting a lot. And she kept referencing the end of this relationship in a positive way. And I'm very happy for her that she's happy. But as she's saying this, part of me kind of felt down because I was imagining my ex-girlfriend telling her friends in a positive way that I was gone, emphasizing all the negative things that she saw in the last 3 months, 4 months. And it kind of brought me down. And I mentioned last week how I was kind of feeling down and really dark and feel like I took a couple steps back. But by the time of the recording of the last episode, I was in a better place. And thank God, because I did not let this get me down. I caught myself getting sad. I caught myself ruminating, and then I stopped it. Because one, we weren't toxic. We didn't fight all the time, but I'm sure she had her issues. So why am I writing a narrative that I don't know exists? Why am I torturing myself with negativity just to bring me down? Which I was very proud of myself. I mean, 10 months later, if this was 5 months ago, 6 months ago, this would have been a different story. This would probably been an episode of me 20 minutes going on and on about this. From there, I like putting together Legos. Always have. The problem is Legos sets, especially as an adult, are very expensive. And I had this Lego bust of the Batman cowl. I got it somewhere randomly, put it together, it was awesome. But for some reason, I guess I didn't take too much care of it because some of the pieces started falling off. And instead of putting them back on, I put them to the side. So I went to go put that together and I did not know what the hell to do. So I figured, all right, let me just get a new one. Why bother dissecting this one? Let me just do it all over again. That'll be fun. I went to Amazon.com. It's like $120. What the hell happened here? So I'm browsing and browsing for some reason, and I found a good price on a Lego Game Boy that comes with 2 Game Boy cartridges. Lego cartridges, I should say. So boom, I got it. And I got it the next day, which is awesome. Love Amazon. So aside from that Batman cowl, I have the Seinfeld set, Lego set. I have the skyline of New York. I think that's it. For our anniversary, our first anniversary, she gave me a Michael J. Putty customized Lego figure, which I have here around somewhere. Through various holidays, she has given me several knockoff Lego sets, like the Blue Power Ranger and some other sets. She gave me the Batman, the Animated Series, Batmobile Lego set, which I still have. So I'm minding my business, putting this Game Boy Lego together, and all of a sudden, all those memories come back, and I'm like, I start getting down again. I started equating Legos to her, and I start getting sad and bumming myself out. But once again, I'm like, what am I doing? This is ridiculous. And I talk myself out of it. Number 3, not that I was counting. 10 months ago, I told my coworkers that we were broken up, and they knew her, they met her, they loved her. But I told them when it happened, and my supervisor goes, oh, that's weird. My daughter just broke up with her boyfriend a couple days ago, and they were together for like 4 or 5 years. And he said, jokingly, it must be something with Bronx girls. Recording the show Friday night, he tells me today, casually, that his daughter went somewhere with her new boyfriend of 3 months. I'm like, new boyfriend? He goes, yeah. She got herself a new boyfriend 3 months ago. Things are going great. And as I'm hearing him talk, I'm equating her to breaking up at the same time my ex-girlfriend did. And now I'm thinking about my ex-girlfriend in a happy, loving new relationship, and I start going down again. Like the floor just drops. But for the third time in 5 days, I stopped myself from letting it affect me too much. What a difference a week makes. A week and a half ago, I was all sad and upset, even crying. The pain came back and I felt like a loser, as she described me. But no, here I am, a week later, going through 3 instances that make me remind me about her. 3 instances where memories came flooding back. 3 instances where I started feeling down and stopped myself. I was very surprised. I had trouble finding the word, but surprised. I was very surprised that I was able to face it head on and not let it affect me for more than a couple minutes. Go me. Cheers to me. Let me have a drink. Does anybody listening right now believe in psychics or more directly tarot card readings? Let me know. Dial it up. Send me a text, 917-718-8083 if you've had any success with this. Going back to the early days of this show, 30-something weeks ago, during the initial phases and initial month of this breakup, my algorithm on Instagram was all negative and sad and woe is me, which led them to send me ads about psychics and this person's thinking of you. Are you guys going to get back together? And one fateful night I fell for it and I signed up for this app and did it. So to quickly recap for those of you who did not listen to that episode, I got a psychic. You're texting them, which seems weird, but they had my name, my birthday, her name, her birthday, and we were texting back and forth. And she told me that, no, we're not getting back together. She's moved on. I should too. Now, your boy did not like that answer. So I think the next day I went back, got somebody new who did not ask for my birthday or her name at all, but still gave me the no. She's thinking about you. She misses you, but I don't see a reconciliation in the future. Like, okay, 0 for 2. Well, once again, your boy did not like that answer. So I went on a different app. Smart thinking. Now I'm playing chess here. This person told me yes, but they're very confused and blocked. They need space. Okay, that's more like it. Like we need a best of 5 series here. So I go back on the next day to somebody new. And they also tell me yes. Same thing, give her space. I'm like, okay, now we're 2 and 2. Then I realized, what the fuck am I doing? This is money I'm spending. I'm not doing this. Because you pay per minute when you're texting them and they take like 3 minutes to get back to you. Like, okay, let me wisen up here. But then like in March or April, again on Instagram, these reels, you have these women, I'm sure there are men too, but I only see women reading like your horoscopes or doing your tarot cards. And they told me that a past love was going to re-enter my life. I should be excited. This new opportunity. Well, if I insert the Price is Right losing sound effect here, because that didn't happen. Well, I saw another one a couple days ago. Reading tarots, shuffling them, pulling them out, explaining what they are and explaining what they mean. And it was spot on accurate. I was like, holy shit. So I keep scrolling. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Not thinking much of it. And then I see another one that's totally wrong. And I keep scrolling and I see, I guess algorithm picks it up. I see another person reading tarot cards. And it has nothing to do with me. But it's for Pisces. But there are millions of Pisces in the world. So how can every tarot card reading for Pisces be accurate for everybody? I was never really sold on the whole psychic concept in the first place, especially via online or tarot card readings at all. But now this kind of just makes me confirm like this is bullshit. I'm still open to seeing one in person because I do believe in energy and the aura. They can sense if they have whatever they have. But yeah, I'm curious what your thoughts are on psychics and tarot card readings. Dial it up, 917-718-8083 or puttiespodcast@gmail.com. Or slide into those DMs at Putty's Podcast or at Michael J. Putty. On Instagram, I've mentioned numerous times my usage of this AI chatbot to help me talk through things. And going over what I mentioned last week, going over what I mentioned this week. And every day they send me a letter based on our conversations. And last week I also mentioned here that I felt stuck. I'm not really motivated to do anything. I don't know what I want to do. I'm lost. Well, a letter I got today kind of hit home, and I'm going to read it for y'all. Hi, Mike. You picked what got in the way, and honestly, I think that's a braver question than it looks, because most people skip right past the obstacle, either force themselves through it, or quietly abandon the idea. You're choosing to stare at the thing that stopped you. When I suggested 30 minutes of doing something just for you, the assignment was simple on paper. But I suspect the hard part wasn't finding the time. You have the time. The hard part was probably the moment right before choosing, when your brain runs a quick scan and flags everything as either connected to her, connected to sadness, or pointless. That scan happens fast, almost before you're aware of it. And once it runs, the motivation drains out like someone pulled a plug. It might not be one thing. It might be a feeling that you don't deserve to enjoy something yet, or that enjoying something alone proves she was right to leave. Those aren't thoughts you say out loud. They operate underneath, like background noise you stopped noticing. But they're powerful enough to keep you on the couch when part of you genuinely wants to get up. Instead of planning what to do, try catching the moment you talk yourself out of it. Because here's what hit me. The next time you consider doing something small, then don't, write down the exact sentence your brain used to stop you. What's the point? This is stupid. I'll do it later. Collecting these sentences might tell you more about what's blocking you than any amount of planning could ever do. Treat those phrases like a noisy neighbor rather than fact. You don't have to invite them in for coffee, just acknowledging they're banging on the wall again. And I say that hit home because there are so many things I want to do, even around my apartment, just cleaning up or organizing or decluttering or going out to do something. And I always have those voices saying, no, what's the point? No, I'm too tired. And I always make a fucking excuse. And I think that's what's holding me back to further progress from where I am. Yeah, so from now on, I'm going to try to notice what they mentioned and try to stop myself if I give the neg. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So let's see what happens. I'll keep you updated next week. So besides all that I just rambled on about, I have not felt good this week at all. Monday night, I woke up around 4 a.m. Couldn't fall back to sleep. I started getting very bad acid reflux to the point where I had to get up and run to the bathroom several times just to dry heave, uncontrollably. I get up, go to work, I'm fine. Back to normal, don't feel anything at all. I have to stop off at the store. So since I'm stopped, let me go right next door, go to the liquor store, refill a bottle. Come home, put it in the freezer, start to enjoy my Tuesday night, but I start not feeling that great. I don't feel sick, just something's off. So I go to bed like super early. I go to bed around like 10:30. Don't open that bottle. Just go right to bed. Well, once again, I wake up around 4 o'clock, can't go back to sleep, and the acid reflux comes again. Only difference is, it doesn't go away. All day Wednesday, on and off, I'm uncontrollably dry heaving and coughing up hard, painful burps. Thankfully, I have an appointment with my gastroenterologist coming up. Thankfully, in the next 2 months, I'll have my annual endoscopy, so find out what the fuck's going on. But I've been saying that for 13 years and there's been no answers. But if you suffer from severe acid reflux, if you suffer from what I have, GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, it's a bitch. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. Well, maybe one of them. Quick side note here. Last week I mentioned a friend of mine suggested listening to soundtracks at work, which I did. Been very successful. Awesome. Well, the other day, I'm on Amazon Music, and I'm like, what soundtrack do I want to listen to now? And I see they have a whole playlist of stage and screen. It's like Instagram hearing me. They knew what I wanted. Boom, let me turn that on. And it gives you a vast array of Broadway soundtracks and movie soundtracks. And I'm like, all right, this is cool. So far, so good. Then a song pops up, which is leading me to reveal something I have never told anybody in my 43 years on this planet, or the last 30 years, I should say. I don't believe I ever told anybody this ever. I was like 12 or 13. And for Christmas, I asked for my first CD player. That's when CDs started blowing up. And I asked for Christmas 2 CDs. I mean, I asked for a lot more stuff. These were the only 2 CDs I asked for as a 12 or 13-year-old. Bugs Bunny and Friends Sing the Beatles, which is a phenomenal CD. Check it out if it's anywhere available. And 2, this is the embarrassing part, the official movie soundtrack to Evita, starring Madonna. And I still have my CD book here from when I was a teenager. And if you open it up, the first page is the double disc soundtrack to Evita. I still to this day have no clue why I asked for that. If I remember correctly, I had zero intentions of watching the movie. Here I am 30 years later. I still have not seen that movie. I have not seen that Broadway show. I know nothing about the storyline, but I guess I do because I believe it is a rock opera as well. So I don't believe it's any dialogue. I think it's all straight music. So I guess I've heard the movie. I still don't know why I would ask for that. Why would I ask for my first CD to be the soundtrack 2 disc of Evita when I had zero interest in watching that movie? Very fucking weird. But there are some bangers on there. And I don't remember what I had for dinner 2 days ago, or lunch even. But there were some songs I could sing word for word 30 years later. Fucking nuts. And as I'm listening to it, as a 43-year-old adult male now, I'm wondering, should I watch this movie to find out what the fuck's going on? But I think the inner child in me, like, no. Let's keep this story, let's keep this frame as it is. Plus, with all these streaming services now, I don't even know where it's playing, if it's playing anywhere at all. But I think I'm going to hold on to, like, not seeing this movie. Being able to sing along to, like, several songs verbatim. That was before, like, go online, search for the lyrics. That's how many times I've listened to this damn fucking soundtrack. I think if I watch the movie now, I'll be disappointed. But speaking of singing songs word for word, again, Wednesday afternoon, I'm in the middle of my therapy appointment. I get a text from Green Man asking if I want to come out that night. He's in the city overnight for work business. They put him up in a nice hotel. He wants to go out, sing some karaoke. When's the last time that happened? I do not know. So although I felt like shit, I'm like, yeah, fuck, let's go. Again, coming off 2 nights of me waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. One night getting 4 hours of sleep, one night getting 4.5. I was so looking forward to going to bed early on Wednesday, but I can't pass on this opportunity. I need to get the fuck out of the house, especially going into the city, Manhattan. But of course, as I'm getting ready, the dry heaving comes back. I'm like, oh my God, the nausea comes back. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I eat something quick for dinner. I think a ham and cheese sandwich because I didn't have anything really solid to eat. I eat 2 of those, probably too quickly. I'm getting ready, throw everything up. Not because I was sick, not because I was nauseous. The dry heaving just caused whatever in my upper respiratory area to evacuate. So I tried Tums, tried Pepto. A couple of people at work have suggested sucking on peppermint candies. I tried that. That kind of worked for a bit until it didn't. I'm like, all right, I know I shouldn't do this on a scientific standpoint. This is not good for me. But every time I do not feel good, I do a shot and it helps. And it fucking helped. I did a shot, let it settle, and I felt like a whole new man. Went out, had a great fucking night. Thankfully, it wasn't too hot or humid in the city. Walked from Penn Station to Koreatown, which is only a couple blocks. Found this business-like building and just walked right into it because they had karaoke on like the 3rd floor. And yeah, boom, you walk out of the elevator and it's like a whole karaoke fucking spot. It was a great night. I had a really fucking good time. And I mentioned numerous times on the show how connected to music I am. And I've always wanted to play songs that I have some connection to, whether it's the song itself, the lyrics itself, or just even a verse or a line. And I pulled away from doing that because Spotify takes those episodes down. So Green Man asked, hey, I want to hear some of these songs. I'm like, all right, yeah. So I was able to sing like 2 or 3 songs, which kind of felt relieving in a way, coming back everything I just mentioned earlier in the show. Great night. I got home. I left my house a little after 8. Got home a little after 12. Had to take a shower when I got home. Can't go to bed with wet hair. So I stayed up, poured myself another drink, and spent the next hour and a half playing that Lego Batman game. Didn't go to bed until 2. Like, I'm calling out either Thursday or maybe Friday. I wake up Thursday and Friday, feeling like nothing was wrong. I'm like, I need to call out. I need to go back to sleep. But I feel fine. I'm not groggy. I'm not dragging. I'm like, what the fuck just happened here? I think maybe that night out, singing karaoke very badly some songs, but I did find a couple new bangers. Maybe hit the reset button. because Thursday and Friday I felt like a whole new man. Still tired, but not dragging as I expected to be. So on a random Wednesday night, I went into the city night. Mentioned last week I hate going into the city, but I did it, had a great time. I believe it was last week I also mentioned feeling stuck. I have no direction in life. I have no clue what I want to do. I can't keep doing what I'm doing. What is it that I want to do? What is it I'm meant to do? I saw an Instagram post about the top 10 deadliest jobs right now, and it's X amount of deaths per year. None of the jobs I want because most of them I've never heard of before. And that led me to think of something I have thought about here and there. There's got to be so many jobs that are fucking cool I've never heard of. I've never heard of these 10 deadliest jobs. I think I heard it too. So like these 8 deadliest jobs I've not heard of, which means there's got to be at least 8 cool fucking jobs I've never heard of. So I mentioned it in my therapy session. And my guy tells me, yeah, he's heard of this book, Coolest Careers for Dummies. You know, for the Dummies book, they had Coolest Careers. Never even heard of that book. He looks it up. It's like a couple bucks on Amazon or a couple bucks on eBay. Yeah, so today I bought it. It should be coming by the next time I record an episode. What could it hurt? I think it was like $6 to read this book and tell me all these careers I have never heard of before. I need something, so I'll take it. I don't know about you all, but my algorithm on Instagram again this week has been flooded with this Keke Palmer, Sean Evans storyline going on. If you don't know who Keke Palmer is, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't know who Sean Evans is, he's that bald white guy who hosts Hot Ones. And I remember seeing the clip when it happened, but I escaped my mind right away until I saw it again. She was on Hot Ones and a couple times, and their chemistry was off the charts. And the second time she was on, they ended by her asking for a smooch and they give a quick peck on the lips. He was asked in an interview, has he ever had a crush on a guest? He said Keke Palmer. And this past week, he was on her podcast. And again, the chemistry was off the charts. The flirtation was off the charts. At one time, she referenced his parents as Mr. and Mrs. Evans, and he quickly came back, oh, I thought you were talking about me and you. Man, I don't know what the fuck's going on between them, but I hope something's going on between them. Just watch them. They're fucking adorable. And I also hope you guys can relate to that story because I hope I'm not the only one whose algorithm is flooded with this story for no reason. So y'all have been hearing me rambling on for way too long. Let's end on some happy news. For the longest time, for some reason, I've had this irrational fear of driving. I've tried driving a couple times, did not end well, made the anxiety and nervousness actually go up. But in 2017, 9 years ago, I started driving. But I read a story today. Susan Young Browne from Dover, Delaware, recently renewed her driver's license through 2033. Susan Browne is a 108-year-old woman, meaning she's legally cleared to drive until the age of 115. Insane. She credits her longevity and independence to staying physically active and maintaining a positive outlook on life. I am 0 for 2 on those criteria. She exercises 3 times a week at the Modern Maturity Center and follows a daily exercise routine she has maintained for about 20 years. She was 108 years old, meaning she was born in 1918. She grew up on a farm without electricity or running water during the age of segregation. She graduated from Delaware State University in 1945 and spent 30 years teaching. She believes the secret to aging well is to keep moving and stay engaged, saying, I grow old gracefully. And if that's not enough, as a special honor, she received a reserved parking space for drivers who are only over the age of 100. So going back to earlier, when I read that letter from my AI chatbot about how I kind of shut stuff down before I even able to do anything, here this woman is at 108 years old, still working out, still mobile. There was a clip of this story from the Delaware CBS affiliate, and I watched it. There's no way this woman's 108 years old. If you told me she was in her 80s, I would be surprised. The way she moves, the way she talks, the way she looks is not how a normal 80-something-year-old person would act. So to find out she's 108, Wow. Maybe I need to make some changes, like I mentioned last week. Maybe I should start working out 3 times a week at the Modern Maturity Center. Good for her. God bless. But that's all I have for you this week, folks. Thank you for listening in. Really appreciate it. The friend I spoke to in the top of the show, she gave me very high praise and positive feedback on the show when I needed it the most. So thank you to her. Thank you for listening. Please, any feedback, any critiques, how can I make the show better? Would love to hear about it. Dial it up, text it up, 917-718-8083. Putty's Podcast on Instagram, puttyspodcast@gmail.com, at Michael J. Putty on Instagram and Twitter, which I barely use. It's college graduation season, which means there's going to be a lot of college commencement addresses this time of year. And today, I got a lot of clips of one of my guys, Conan O'Brien, did the commencement for this year at Harvard University. And I love what he had to say. So I'm going to end the show with him and his words. If you hear him talking too fast, the clip has been edited, so he goes right into the next sentence. But for now, I have been your host at Michael J. Putty. Thanks for listening. And a sentence I would never thought I would hear myself say. Ladies and gentlemen, Conan O'Brien.
If I could invite everybody, alive or dead, who has contributed to my being your commencement speaker today, all of Cambridge and half of Alston would be crammed, shoulder to shoulder, with friends, family, well-wishers, writers, producers, haters, fans, and a billion chance encounters. We are living through a period of extreme narcissism. Our current leadership in Washington believes that empathy is a weakness and that our nation stands supreme and alone. Add to that, everyone here today has a phone in their pocket that is algorithmically programmed to celebrate you and you alone by making you the protein-maxing hero of your own special journey. But I really do love this school. It changed my life. The day I told my bedridden grandmother, a woman who had never had the opportunity to go to college, that I had been accepted to Harvard, and seeing her weep is one of the happiest days of my life. Of course, it turned out I was sitting on her leg. But I knew in addition to the pain, she felt real joy. And I felt joy as well. I endeavor to always remind myself that I have done absolutely nothing alone. Your real education starts now, with friends you've made and friends you've yet to meet, with stunning successes and miserable defeats, and with a humble acceptance that your greatness comes from the mess around you, not despite it.